I'm watching as good as it gets. This isn't my first time watching. Of course, I grew up with it, and I've always been attracted to it. The cast is great. Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, both received Oscars. Greg Kinnear got a nomination for it, didn't win. He should have. He was great. The whole cast is great in this. Um, it's directed by James L. Brooks. It's really just such a great movie. And now I can see why. I've seen why before, but now I can go into more depth. You're watching it now. Um, Jack Nicholson's character Melvin Udall deals with obsessive compulsive disorder, and it causes him to, always need to be clean, have things a certain way, have certain fears and everything. And it causes him to become just an ass to everybody he comes in contact with. And that's what I like so much about the intro, very beginning of the film. You see one of the other residents in the hotel or whatever, or apartment complex that Melvin also lives in. So in short, Melvin's neighbor. She's like, "Oh, it's tulip season. I'm all so happy." And she sees him, and she's just like, and she goes back in and ruins her day because it just shows how he has an effect on people. And then the incident with Verdell the dog, it just pushes it home right into the title of the movie, and it was great. Horrible, horrible thing. She's a horrible character at first, but at the same time, the way Jack Nicholson delivers it, it's perfection. He definitely deserved the Oscar because he took this character that's so hateable, easy to hate, but then you loved hating him, but you also loved his little snarky one-liners, and it was just funny the way he did it. And that's a big accomplishment for that character. And what's interesting is he has a waitress that he goes to this nearby restaurant about every day, or whatever, in his routine of it. And she's the only one. This waitress is the only one that can deal with him, because he's just such a prick, and that's one reason why he's drawn to her, because no one else can tolerate him. Um, and she's the exact opposite. She's outgoing. She's friendly, loving. She's very selfless. Um, and unlike anyone else, and the restaurant has uh the urge, or I guess the will to keep on dealing with him and serving him and everything, despite his flaws. But yeah, like she's a total opposite to Melvin, and there's a lot of complex things in this. The first time uh Melvin feels any connection or any sympathy or sadness for himself or losing the dog Verdell after taking care of him, um, it strikes Melvin as surprised because he's not expecting to give a damn about a dog, and that's what he was laughing whenever he was playing piano after Verdell leaves. He's laughing because he's like, all this emotion over a dog when he could show no emotion for anybody or no care in the world for anybody comes across with except for the dog. And that's where this opens up like some humanity in him, and it really sparks. You know, people see the new Melvin basically. The waitress does, and he still has his quirks and his annoyances, but he's trying, and it's so funny. My favorite part is whenever Carol, the waitress, is saying how you owe her an apology, or she owes he owes her an apology for something he said about wearing a house dress. Um, and what it came up with was hysterical. He was like, "Since we met, or I hate pills, but since we met, I started taking the pills or whatever." And it's funny. She's like, I don't quite get that as a compliment for me. But then what he said was really great. What you make me want to be a better man. And as she replied, it's the best compliment of her life. And it was extremely sweet and sincere because you can see how he's changed throughout knowing her, but also mainly, you know, have propelled through taking care of the dog. There's some great relationships in here, great dynamics and drama. You know, there's also romance in here. You know, Carol and tries to make it go out with Melvin, and he's fucks up every time. Um, and then honestly, like the ending is the only thing that feels abrupt and kind of slow. Like, and plus it's kind of like you don't really see them being together, which I get different opposites attract, and that is the case in this movie, obviously. Um, but at the same time, like they kiss. Maybe I'm missing the point. Once I rewatch this again, finish it. But I think they'd be better suited as friends in reality. And maybe they do, like, in theory. Um, but anyway, yeah, it's just so great. Aside from the performances, that's just to add a bonus. But like, just these deep connections and characteristics in these movies and these types of movies makes them so good and relatable. Even if you don't have a disability or a waitress or whatever, or you can always relate to some movie on some level, and that's what's so powerful about them is that it takes us in and you know gives us something to feel like we're not alone and give us inspirations and everything else like that. Anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry, that's just my thoughts for this movie. Um, Again, check it out.